Well, hello and welcome back to Storehouse TV. I'm your host, Christine Glazeman, and today we are going to be talking about how to shop for dental and vision insurance for small businesses. So there's a couple of things to look for when you're considering dental and vision insurance. Before I get into details, I did want to say, though, that for small employers, looking at offering dental and vision is a great way to just kind of dip your toe in the water as far as offering employee benefits. Maybe you're considering doing that, but the medical benefits is definitely a big commitment, and the dental and vision is a great place to start for offering definitely a tangible, really good quality benefits for your employees. So, as far as what to look for, there's a couple of things. I'll start with dental. The first thing that you want to find out when you're evaluating different policies, and I do always recommend that you work with a local agent who is familiar with your area, who has some years of experience working with employee benefits, medical, dental, vision, and then has good reviews. But the first thing that you want to look for is find out if there are any waiting periods on major services. This is probably one of the biggest and most important considerations. A lot of times, the larger groups, like when we have I'd say anywhere from 7 enrolled on up. Usually there are not any waiting periods on major services, but when you start to get below 5 employees enrolled, even if there's family members enrolled with those 5 employees, sometimes there are waiting periods imposed on major services. And so what that means is that from the time that someone enrolls on that policy, then they could be subject to a 12-month waiting period for anything in the major category. So that would include crowns, root canals, extractions, things like that. So there are insurance carriers, though, that do not impose waiting periods, and they will go all the way down to 2 enrolled. So that's definitely something to find out. It's a really important consideration because the last thing you want is to sign up for a small group dental policy, think you're all set, and then one of your employees needs to have a crown done, and they find out they have to wait. They have a 12-month wait on that, so they're going to have to pay out of pocket for it anyway. So that's a really important consideration. The next thing is to find out what are the policy limitations on things like crowns. A lot of times, insurance carriers will, if they pay toward a crown being done for a particular tooth, they're not going to touch anything for that tooth for usually a minimum of 5 years. I've seen all the way up to 10 years. So that's a really important thing to find out. And a shorter time frame is definitely better. The shortest time frames I have seen are usually 5 years, or like if a repair or replacement had to be done. The next thing you want to look at is what is the network size like? Um, that's a really important consideration because the larger the network size, that means the more choice that you have as a member to see the dentist that you want to see. So some networks are definitely smaller and some are larger. So you want to find out, it's really good to either run them yourself or have your broker that you're working with have them run some provider directories for the zip code where your business is located, just to get an idea of how large that network is. The other thing you want to find out is how is the out of network coverage work? So, like, what are the out of network coverage benefits? A lot of really good quality dental plans, the benefits will be, the percentages of coverage will be the same. Now, you're always going to save the most when you use an in-network dentist, but there are some cases when people are going to go out of network, and if that's if that could be a factor, then you definitely would want to make sure that you want to have generous out of network coverage. And the last thing on dental, I would say, then you're going to want to consider, are you going to offer a dental HMO or PPO? Sometimes insurance carriers will give you the option to offer both. And that's always good. You have the best of both worlds. Usually PPOs are preferred, however, because they do have much larger networks. You just have a lot more freedom to see who you want to see. I have another video on this channel specifically talking about the difference between HMO and PPO dental, so be sure to check that out. And then we'll talk quickly about vision. There's one thing that's kind of interesting about vision. I don't wear glasses, but I know a lot of people who do. And it's interesting the way that they're structured. So there's three basic categories of vision benefits. You have your exam, usually every 12 months, you have lenses and frames. And they will offer you a choice of frequency. Now, the exam is always going to be every 12 months. There'll be coverage for that. But then you have a choice when it comes to lenses and frames. And there are some carriers that will offer like a 12, 12, 24, meaning 12 months on the exam, 12 months on lenses, 24 months on frames, which sounds good. But if you actually think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because usually when you're changing out your frames, your lenses, most of the time you're changing out your frames as well. So it kind of makes more sense to consider a 12, 24, 24. That is exam every 12 months and lenses and frames every 24 months. Or you can just do a 12, 12, 12. So once every year, maybe if you have employees who are in construction, they're harder in their glasses, they need replacements each year, then you would definitely want to look at a 12, 12, 12 benefit structure. And so the other thing too, is kind of same as dental, you want to look at the network size for that vision carrier. How is the out of network reimbursement? Are they generous on their out of network benefits? You definitely want to get those questions answered as well. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions on offering dental and vision insurance, I will leave my contact information in the description. Thanks so much.